Welcome to the source. The source. The source. Hey, get the source.
Cruising right along to the NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys are up first. Their total's at 9.5. Can I pass, man? I mean, I'm going to take the over. I'm a Cowboys fan. It pains me to take the over. I hate their contracts. I think they have the worst contracts in the league by far. But the truth is the division isn't good. And this team has enough talent that they really do have a 1 to 2 year window to do something. As much as I hate to give the Cowboys credit because I hate everything they do, I'll take the over at 9.5. What do you think, Gooch?
I'm going to say that's a homer pick for Kyle right there because I just don't see it. Year in, year out, you hear about how great the Dallas Cowboys are and how they're the most talented team. Now, I think they're one of the most talented offenses. I think they're going to have a lot of trouble stopping people this year. And Mike McCarthy is a complete scrub. Under.
Agreed there. I hate McCarthy.
He's mad now.
All right, so Gooch takes the under. I'm on the over. Sturch is on the over, but tell us why.
I'm on the over only for the sole purpose of that offense is absolutely loaded. It could very well be the number one offense in football, and in this day and age, offense is what's going to get you some wins. Give me a middle of the pack defense, and this team can take it pretty much all the way.
Yep. 2 overs and an under. Toast is probably on the over too. He's a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, there's no question for an over here for me. I think that defense isn't going to, it can't get any worse. And I think that they're actually going to be a little bit better than they were last year. I think there's a lot of positive regression to come in the Cowboys' way. Just an easy over for me.
3 overs and a hater. All right, let's
3 overs and a gooch.
Yeah, 3 overs and a gooch. New York Football Giants are next. The number is 7, and I love that I get to take the under. This just isn't a good team. I really think we'll see the best year of Daniel Jones' career. I don't like Daniel Jones, but I actually think he has a decent year. The team just isn't good. Saquon Barkley gives you highlights, not wins. Give me the under 7 for the Giants. What do you think, Gooch?
I'm going to go with the under as well. I do think that the defense is probably going to take a step back. I think last year they lost a lot of close games, so people expect a leap out of the Giants. I kind of was on that bandwagon earlier, but the optics for the offensive line are not good. I'm not a believer in Daniel Jones. As much as you think he'll improve, until he stops fumbling the ball, it's going to be hard for them to win football games. Under.
Hear that? 2 unders, and we go to Sturch.
Yeah, I'm taking the under too. However, I do think the Giants are probably the most improved team coming into this season in the NFC East, and that's including. No, I'm not going to say including the Cowboys. They're going to finish second in the NFC East, but I'll take the under. So it's going to be one of those NFC East like last year. However, the Cowboys will be on top by a couple games.
Second place with 6 wins. That's a rough division right there. All right, and we go to Toast. Are we sweeping the under here?
Absolutely not. I love my island. I love Alaska, and I'll play the over on the Giants. Listen, they're in win now mode. They spent a lot of money. They have a loaded offense with Saquon Barkley and Kenny Golladay. They're all going to be fine. They should start around 4-1. Denver, Washington, Atlanta, New Orleans. I like this team a lot. They have a bad offensive line. I will give you that. But all I got to do to get to 8. They're loaded everywhere besides the offensive line. I don't think that Daniel Jones is as bad as everybody thinks he is. I'm not saying that I'm a fan, but if I only got to get to 8, I'll take it.
Next up, Washington football. Is that what are they still called the football team?
Yeah.
All right. Washington football team's next. Their number is 8. And I'm taking the under, and this is the only reason. I feel like the sharp pick this year, everyone's like, Washington's going to be good, right? That's what the experts are saying. And whenever it's like there's a narrative like that going around, I fade it. So I'm taking the under with Washington, under 8. What do you think, Gooch?
See, I hear what you're saying, and I always do go against the grain when it comes to the sexy pick of the offseason. But I think that Chase Young has potential to be the next Aaron Donald type defensive player in the league. And I really like McLaurin, and I think Curtis Samuel, like I said about the Panthers, he's very underrated. And Fitzpatrick could sling it. Plus, Antonio Gibson's going to be a bell cow back for them. I like the over.
I do like Gibson. All right, so we got 1 over, 1 under, Sturch.
I'm going to take the under, but I'm going to give him 7 wins. Like, that's kind of like where I wanted to go with the Giants with a 7-10 season. I love their defense. Their defense is very scary. Gucci hit it on the head. Chase Young is going to be an absolute monster on the field once again and just prove that he's one of the better players in the league. But I don't know. Fitzpatrick, he'll get you a couple really cool wins, it's Fitzmagic, but he's going to get you a couple really bad losses too. So give me 7 and 10. Give me the under.
2 unders. Oh, no, yeah. 2 unders, 1 over, and toast.
Yeah, definitely taking the under here as well. It's just for the quarterback for me. I don't trust Fitzpatrick. There's no question that they have an outstanding defense. But for me, it's just a matter of who's going to win more, the Giants or the Redskins, or the football team, excuse me. Wow. And I'm just taking the Redskins under.
Next up, Philadelphia Eagles at 6.5. I'm taking the over just because I think they're a better team than the Giants and a better team than Washington, and the Cowboys always choke on us. They'll steal 7 wins. Give me the over, Gooch.
I'm going to go with the under. Even though they're getting 2 all-pro offensive linemen back, their coach looks like he's Sam Darnold's younger brother, and their starting wideout, I guess their number 1 draft pick, looks like he's even younger than them. So I just can't buy into Philly right now.
All right. And Sturch is next.
That's a bad football team in Philadelphia. I don't care. I mean, their schedule, as aforementioned before, it's going to be tough to start, tough to end. I can't find all those wins. Not in Philly. Not this year. Sorry, boys.
2 unders in a row. Toast, is it 3 unders in a row?
Absolutely, 3 unders in a row. They start the season at Atlanta versus San Francisco, at Dallas, at Kansas City, at Carolina, and then they ended with 4 division games. I don't like the quarterback, not to mention Joe Flacco's on that team. If the quarterback gets injured, it's just all bad signs. Oh, and Devontae Smith, he's a stick. If he lasts the whole year, I'd be shocked. Give me under.
Gooch, Sturch, thanks for joining us. Tell everyone where they can find your stuff. Make sure you follow these guys on Twitter.
All right, you can find me over on Twitter at Dave Sturchio, Sturchio. But more importantly, ChopSportsMedia.com. We do a daily podcast, the Chop Sports Podcast. Tap in, tune in, subscribe, all that good shit.
Cool. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. You already know where to find me and Toast. Later.